Bum-ba-da-dum. Howdy, welcome to BanjoBenClark.com. I am Banjo Ben, your host on the website that teaches you how to play the guitar, the banjo, and I almost said the banjolin, the banjo and the mandolin. This week we're fingerstyling it. There's not a flat pick around. Well, there's one in my pocket, but I'm not going to use it on the guitar today. We're going to do a fingerstyle version of this beautiful old hymn that tells timeless truth. It's called There Is a Fountain. Okay, and I love this version because I wrote it robust enough for any player to play anywhere you want, at church, things like that. But also it's simple enough where if you've never fingerstyled before, you can learn how to do this one, and I'm going to show you how. Okay, so if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, here in a moment, I'll ask you to come over to the website, BanjoBenClark.com. I have hundreds of videos and lessons and tabs over there. I do this each and every week. And if you join as a Gold Peak member, you have access to all those videos and can download all the tabs and MP3s that I provide. This particular lesson is about a 25-minute lesson. I've got a video where I slow it all the way down. I mean, it's so slow, it's almost painful. But it's great. And then I have the tabs in PDF TEF file format as well as an MP3 that you can download of the performance. You can throw it in your car and put your kids to sleep with it. Okay? So let's dive into this first measure of There Is a Fountain. Let's learn this beautiful old hymn, There Is a Fountain. Now I've capoed up to the 3rd fret. You'll want to do that as well. Okay? And then we're going to be playing out the G position. But G, whenever we're capoed up to the 3rd fret, turns into a B flat. So we're technically in the key of B flat, but we're playing out of a G position. So as I teach the song, I'm going to just refer to the chord positions. So I'll say play a G chord, even though it's technically a B flat. Okay? Now, I've capoed up to the 3rd fret for a couple reasons. One, it's a better key to sing to if you're wanting to sing this, and then also it just makes it a little easier to play when you get up the neck a little bit. Let's throw up the first line of tab there. First thing you'll notice, perhaps, is that beneath each one of the notes I have your right hand or your picking hand fingering. So a T would stand for thumb, 1 would stand for index, and 2 would stand for middle. And those are the only 3 strings that I'm going to, or only 3 fingers. I'm going to use all the strings, but on the only 3 fingers I'm going to use in this whole version. Okay, so it's kind of banjo style. And then what I'll do is I'll plant my pinky on the top of the guitar as an anchor. You don't have to do that, but I find it's a little easier to get strength whenever I'm needing to pinch these strings. Okay, another couple notes we need to try to accentuate the melody, and I'll talk you through that. And then we're going to try to leave some notes ringing at times, and then at other times we don't want them to ring out. And that's important to do as we play these slower finger style versions. Now, the first position I want you to get in is very easy. I want you to take your ring finger and just put it on the bottom string on the 3rd fret. Okay? And that's a G position, even though that may not look like any G chord that you've played before. But the first measure, we're going to start off just playing the 3rd string, then the 2nd string. Those are melody notes. And then we've already got our ring finger down there, so then measure 2, we're just going to place our pinky on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And we're going to play those 2 strings together. Now the key to that is you want those 2 notes to ring out throughout all of measure 2. But we have some more notes to play, so we don't need to interfere with those. So we'll play those and then jump up and play the 4th string, 3rd string, and then with our middle finger, play that 1st string. So measure 2 sounds like this. And Now the melody notes are those two top notes right here, bum, bum. So we'll make those a little louder. As we get into measure 3, we're going to pluck those two. But here's maybe the trickiest thing with the whole song. And this is just fingerstyle stuff in general. Our fretting hand is going to work in two different parts. We often have the bass notes moving and doing something, while the melody notes are doing something different. So we kind of have to divide our hand. So in measure 3, I just want you to look at the bottom couple strings. Look at what that bass line is doing. It's going to start off on that 3rd fret, then go open A string, 2nd fret, open D string, and your thumb does all those. So you just need to practice that. Dum, bum, bum, bum. Once you get that down, then we can add what the pinkie's doing to carry the melody, those top 2 notes. First, it's on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and then halfway through the measure, it's going to switch up to the 3rd fret of the 1st string. So when you put that together, it sounds like this. The tricky thing is to leave your pinky down until right when you need to switch it, so that melody note can ring out. You'll be tempted to pull it off whenever you pull off your ring finger. That's what you'll want to do. We don't want to do that. Then leave your pinky down for measure 4 and go into a C position. So we got a regular C position with these first 3 fingers. And we're going to pluck the 1st string and the 5th string together. And then we're going to do a little hammer-on the D string, on the 4th string, from open to 2nd fret, then play the 3rd string, and then we're going to release our pinky and play the 1st string. So measure 4 sounds like this. Now I'm going to play through the first 4 measures. I'm going to do it a little quicker. Just realize here on the side I have another video where I play through the whole thing excruciatingly slow. So you'll need to look for that. Here we go. So that's what that looks like. Okay, so as we get to measure 5, we're going to jump back down to that G position where we have our ring finger and pinky on these 3rd frets. And then we're going to let those ring as we play up the D string and the G string, and then release both of them for the last beat of measure 5. And we're going to play the A string and the B string, the 5th and the 2nd string. Now what's going on here is I'm walking the bass. If you'll just pay attention to the bass line in 5 and 6, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, as we have some accompaniment going on. So let's try that, measure 5. Now we're going to do a little different position. Middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. Our pinky goes back to where it was on the 3rd fret of the B string. Then hit those 2 middle strings. Then back, pinch those again. So measure 6 sounds like this. Now in measure 7, the melody walks down, bum, 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 bum. And so what I thought would be cool is to walk the bass down with it, kind of as a harmony. So you might need to practice these 2 separately. So the bass is going to go measure 7, bum, 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 while the melody goes bum, 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 bum. When you put those together, it sounds like this. Now as we get to measure 8, we go into a D chord, and we're going to see this lick quite a bit. I want you to do just a partial D chord, so we're going to put our index finger down the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, ring finger on the 3rd fret of that 2nd string. But we're going to pinch the D string, the 4th string, and the 3rd string together, and then I want you to reach over with your pinky, or with your thumb, if you can, and grab that 2nd fret. Now, you may not be able to get it initially, and that's okay. You will be able to get it. If you can't get it, you can just skip that note and just play the rest of the measure. Then on the 3rd beat, we're going to go up and pinch the 2nd and 3rd strings together, then play the D string. So measure 8 sounds like this. Oops, if I can play it. Let me play 5 through 8 so you can hear all that together. going to hold that down into measure 9. Keep